This is the plaintiff, Kimberly Healy. She says the defendant housesat for her while she went away on a 10-week trip. And when she came home, she noticed a big scratch on the door of her car. When she confronted the defendant about it, he told her his bike had fallen into the door and apologized. Well, unfortunately, she's suing him today because she doesn't think he'll ever pay her what she's rightfully owed on his own. She's suing for $386.81, the amount owed. This is the defendant, Christian Bell. He says he admits to his bike falling over, but he never said anything because there was hardly a mark on the plaintiff's car. Now the woman's suing him for another scratch on the car door that had absolutely nothing to do with him. The plaintiff's also complaining he broke her futon when he slept on it with someone, and also accused him of driving around in her car because the tires were moved and the lights left on. He's had it with her accusations and owes her nothing, for sure. He's accused of being a one-man wrecking crew.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff let the defendant house sit and he scratched her car with his bike. But the defendant says, yeah, the bike fell, but it was a tiny scratch. It's the case of scratch and sue.
Okay. Kimberly Healy?
Yes.
You are suing Christian Bell for $386.81. The estimate to repair a car door that you say he damaged while he was house sitting for you. Tell me what happened.
I went to Asia for work for 10 weeks.
What do you do for a living?
I teach golf.
You teach golf?
I do.
Oh my God, I gotta keep my husband away from you. And and what do you do for a living?
I'm a golf pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Christian, I asked Christian.
How did you two know each other?
We work at the same facility.
Okay.
So I went away for 10 weeks. I have a cat, so somebody has to watch the cat. So Christian was having problems at home, said he was sleeping on his couch. I live very close to the facility. He lives like an hour away. So I asked him if he would stay at the house, watch the cat, help him out, get him out of his house, and he could save some money on some gas.
Okay. And were you paying him for that?
I was not.
So it was a favor?
Correct.
All right. And what happens?
I came back on October 7th. I got to my house the next day. I went to the grocery store. I got into the garage to go. There's a scratch on the door.
And?
I immediately texted him, said, did you drive the car?
So this was before you had moved the car from the garage?
This was when I got to the grocery store. I went from the garage to the grocery store.
All right.
But it's like half a mile.
Okay.
I got out of the car. It's not on the door. It's on like the driver's side below the rear window. It's only 2 doors.
Okay.
I texted him and I said, did you drive the car? He said no. He dropped his bike on it and he would take care of it. He'd pay for it. So
he had remembered dropping the bike on it?
Yeah, he said he forgot to tell me.
Oh, you know how that's always happened?
Right.
All right, so go on.
So I went to get an estimate like the next day.
And it was how much?
$386 and change.
Okay, do you have evidence of that?
I do.
Okay, and then did he say he was going to pay you?
He did. He said he was going to do it in payments because he couldn't afford it. I said that was fine. So I gave him some time to get his money together. He even stayed at my house and watched my house for 4 weeks in April as well.
And he hadn't paid you a penny?
No, but I was thinking he was going to save money in gas while he stayed there so I could get some money out of him.
How'd that work out for you?
I didn't get it. But
Okay.
I got my cat to watch, so that was good.
That's true.
Right.
And were you paying him for that time?
No.
Okay.
There was no payment.
So you never paid him. This was never paid. All right. So then what happened?
Then I went away on a trip, another trip to Costa Rica.
A third time?
Well, the other 2 were Asia. This was Costa.
No, but I mean, and then the third time that you take the trip, he has that again?
I got somebody else. I got a cat sitter.
Okay, but is that because you asked him and he wouldn't do it?
Yes.
Yeah, and he wouldn't do it because according to you, she keeps accusing you of doing damage.
So, is it perilous to house sit?
I believe it is.
Because?
Only because if you're someone that, if you're house sitting for someone and something's misplaced, they're going
to blame you.
Exactly.
Would you do it?
Would I let people house sit for me? I have before, but I personally don't trust it.
Okay, we're going inside the courtroom.
Tell me what she was accusing you of doing.
Well, there was the scratch. There was
Let me see the estimate. Well, wait, but I thought that you confessed that you scratched your car.
That's not the same scratch.
It's a different scratch?
There was no way it was that deep because it was the part of the bike that had the rubber.
Wait, you
grips on
dropped
it?
your bike on her car and you never even told her about it. So why should I
It
trust
happened.
you on
You can-
on how bad the scratch was in your estimation?
It happened in-
Your estimation didn't happen because you
It
didn't even tell
happened
her
in the end
about
of
it.
August, and she came back.
Why didn't you
middle of
email her
October
right away and
things-
tell her, oops, I dropped my bike on your car?
Now then she'd be emailing me back and forth how bad, blah blah blah, this and that, and
Yeah,
save me
okay,
a
but
couple months.
so
of-
should I see 2 scratches on her car door?
you should see something other than that one. On
Well,
the
did
car
you?
door. I had, it was a mark, something like you need to be buffed out or something like that.
No,
is what it
when
was.
once she told you what the heck, did you drive my car? And you said no, I didn't, but I did drop a bicycle on it. Did you ever go look at the car with her?
No,
All right, so then who are you to say how deep this scratch is? You don't.
because I saw it when it happened originally.
So basically, you're willing to pay for it if it's a price that you think you should pay for, but you're also willing to skeeve out and fly under the radar if she didn't notice it. But I should trust you.
I wasn't trying to pull anything over her. Come on.
I don't know. That's how I would feel. I don't know how you asked him
Yeah.
to sit. Is it
Well.
that hard to get somebody to cat sit?
Well, it kind of is, and I really
Maybe you
thought
shouldn't
he'd
have a
pay,
cat.
but
I mean, I love
know.
cats and everything, but maybe you don't have that kind of life, if it's so, complicated. So let me say, I just want to make sure I grasp your defense. That's your defense? Because
Okay.
I have nothing else. I'm looking at, you agree that you're the guy who dropped a bike on her car.
Well, it's not like I dropped a bike on her. I mean, you make it sound like I.
Well, what happened?
Drop
Well,
the
no,
bike.
I
was
in no
taking
way,
her-
shape, or
I
form
was-
meant that you threw a bike at her
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
I mean, you clumsily let your bike hit her car, according to you.
Clumsily, that's interesting.
Okay, what word would you use?
I was pulling up her.
I would be happy to call it just one of those things if you weren't such a jerk about it.
Wow.
You try to hide it from her, you don't tell her about it, and then you weasel out of paying it because it's
Wow.
too much for you at $300.
Okay,
Okay, $386.81. Verdict for the plaintiff.
thank you.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't have him around your things.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. As soon as the defendant says okay, that's it for the defense. What happened? The defense went right out the window at that
It
point.
is what it is. I mean, I couldn't. She didn't really want to hear what I had to say anyway, so it is what it is.
So scratch is good in golf, right?
That's right.
Is it good with cars?
Ask him.
Not so good when you're the defendant. All right, head right down this way. All right, come on in here. And how are you feeling about this outcome?
Great.
You think he tried to hide it from you?
I did.
Is there anything to his story that his scratch was just a scuff and your scratch is worse than his?
I got the estimate the next day, so I brought it right in.
Is scratch good with cats?
No.
Harvey?
Even if you don't charge someone for something and you're negligent and you damage their property, guess what? You're responsible.